Hi everyone, this is Aegis, and this is game number 5 between WhiteRa and LiquidRet. Good luck, have fun out of WhiteRa, the happiest player in the entire world. Also, one of the nicest players. And there is LiquidRet on the other side. Good luck, have fun out of him as well, the red Zerg player. So we're seeing this 5th match from the ASUS Republic of Gamers tournament on Shakura's Plateau. Please do subscribe and like these videos. It really does help. And if you haven't seen game 1, start from there. And here it is, game number 5. WhiteRa was down 2-0. Now coming back 2 games. We'll see if he's able to pull off this reverse all kill, essentially. WhiteRa getting up probes, and he's going to be expanding up at the front. Very standard for WhiteRa. Going to be forge fast expanding on this map. We'll see how LiquidRet changes his play, or how he does the exact same thing perfectly. I think he's going to be going for either a fast expand or getting his pool on 14. He's got 14 food right now, so there should be a pool coming up shortly if he's going for that one. Looks like he's getting out additional drones right now, so he's going to be headed for that natural expansion. Note, looks like he's going to be throwing down his pool right now, getting a couple of extra drones this time. We do have WhiteRa throwing up a gateway at the front, so he's not going his usual forge fast expand. He's just going to go gateway, and it basically a completely normal build, except up at the front right now. No gas on the way for WhiteRa as of yet, so he's definitely going for a pretty fast expansion here, but without any cannons. So this could be susceptible as to sort of Roach Ling busts. We'll see if LiquidRet opts to do something like that, but everyone knows LiquidRet is the macro style player trying to get his expansion right now, but WhiteRa delaying that by throwing down a pylon. LiquidRet is going to be forced to wait for a couple of Zerglings to come out before he is able to expand. Going to be climbing the mineral ladder right now, also getting down at Queen right now. A couple of Zerglings in production to take down that pylon so he can get his expansion up as quickly as possible. Zealots popping out for WhiteRa to try to hold this ramp. I think WhiteRa is going to be expanding shortly as well. No gas coming up for him. He is going to be getting a 25-26 Nexus, I believe. He hasn't cut any probes as of yet. He's got his probe at the ready, just about enough minerals to throw down this hatch when it arrives. Or not hatch, Nexus. There's the Nexus coming up for WhiteRa. Gonna begin mining some minerals as well. Second Zealot now popping out. A couple of units over here for WhiteRa at the watchtower, checking to see if there's anything coming by. LiquidRet trying to sneak by the edges. I believe WhiteRa can see that. Never mind, his units moved away from the watchtower. And there's the cybernetics core coming up for WhiteRa, allowing just a tiny little gap. Second Zealot will return home to seal that off. And the Zerglings trying to run up to the high ground. The Overlord does see this, so the Zerglings do not want to risk themselves for seeing what this Overlord can see for itself. There's the Nexus halfway complete. And LiquidRet now taking a double expand, playing to his strength, which is getting a ton of drones and headed into that late game. Cybercore now finished for WhiteRa, will begin chrono boosting out the Warp Gate research as soon as he has enough money. There it is. For a Stalker, actually, so that Overlord could be in danger. It's not in a position to be able to escape from a Stalker. If it pops out right under it, that Overlord is beginning to move, but I believe that Stalker does have a Overlord kill in its future. A couple of Zerglings trying to run into the main of WhiteRa. Looks like the 2 Zealots are moving across the map right now, and those Zerglings will be able to run by, and WhiteRa are going to be trying to pick off those Zerglings as quickly as possible. The 2 Zealots checking the 2 towers, and will also check for this 3rd base. And the Warp Gate tech coming up for WhiteRa. Where is this probe going? Looks like it's just scooting over there to see if the Overlord is still there. The Zerglings finally getting cleaned up by the Stalker, but I think they have seen the entirety of WhiteRa's base, knowing what WhiteRa is doing, which is making a ton of unit probes right now. These two Zealots going to be able to take down a couple additional Zerglings here. Great job by WhiteRa actually tearing those Zerglings apart. Going to be headed back home right now. Neither of those Zealots taking massive amounts of damage, meaning dying. They will be able to regenerate all of their shields. WhiteRa with a sentry at home will be able to prevent any sort of Zergling run-bys with that sentry and its force fields. Two Zealots and a Stalker deciding to move against this hatchery right now. And it looks like there's only one queen here. The drone's getting pulled off the line as well. And the two Zealots will begin focusing down that queen, and it falls. Additional Zerglings are on the way for Rhett, but that does prevent him from making as many drones as he usually would like to. WhiteRa also throwing up a pylon at this possible 5th or 6th base of LiquidRet, also continuing to try to secure that map control. Additional sentries coming out across the field right now. LiquidRet does have the speed upgrade, so he will be able to run over here. Looks like another pylon coming up for WhiteRa will prevent anything from running by. He's going to be doing some pressure off of these two bases. He has plenty of gateways up. There are 7 total gateways ready for WhiteRa's, or 5 total gateways ready right now. Will soon be up to 7 as Zealots now warping in, and LiquidRet is going to have to hold this off. There are units over here already headed up into the 3rd base of LiquidRet. He's going to have to wait for a couple additional units here. Where are those Stalkers? Did they get picked off by those Zerglings? I believe they may have. Looks like the Roaches will be forcing those Zealots back. WhiteRa waiting for yet another warp-in round so that he can reinforce this. Looks like the Roaches are getting themselves a little bit overzealous here, and the Zealots will be able to surround and kill those Roaches off. WhiteRa may begin pushing once again. He's got units back at home as well to prevent any sort of Zergling Roach bust. Looks like the Zealots trying to surround the Roach, but LiquidRet with these Roaches should be able to take care of those Zealots with proper micro. But I think that these Zealots being not kited, those Roaches will go down. 3 Zealots still remaining. Additional units being warped in by WhiteRa to continue the harassment. A couple of units trying to run up the ramp of WhiteRa do get denied. And now a Warp Prism is on the way for WhiteRa. A 4th base being taken by LiquidRet. If we just look at the production queue, Rhett is the one that's making tons of stuff right now. He's also got a lair halfway complete. The drones here being forced to retreat, and the Zealots trying to chase after them. Additional Zealots being warped in. WhiteRa can actually focus down this hatchery. And there's the focus fire on that hatchery, and additional units advancing across the field for WhiteRa, picking off these overlords one by one. And LiquidRet doesn't look like he has too much to deal with this. He's making a ton of spine crawlers back at home, but these two hatcheries, this one was forced to cancel, and his 3rd base will fall. Additional Zerglings trying to run across the field right now. Additional pylons up for WhiteRa to prevent the run-by. And here comes WhiteRa towards the natural expansion. Those spine crawlers are not quite yet done. And there's the Guardian Shield coming up. All the drones getting pulled off the line to fight. The spine crawlers now poking away the Zerglings surrounding from the backside. Nice force fields, allowing just that one Zealot to rip apart Zerglings from the front side. Cancellation on a couple of those spine crawlers. Looks like this attack will be held off by LiquidRet. He did lose a couple of drones in that exchange. WhiteRa's actually going to be suiciding a couple of units over there. WhiteRa's killed 110 units. I guess those Broodlings count as units as well. LiquidRet now repositioning a couple of those units, but a Warp Prism drop inside of the main, going to be able to prevent the mining over there as well. Additional Roaches and Zerglings on the way. The drones being forced off the line to fight. The spine crawler moved back into the main, trying to poke that away. Additional units being ferried in by the Warp Prism, going to be able to continue ripping apart those drones. Additional warp-ins over here of Zealots. A ton of Zealots out on the field for WhiteRa right now, and he still has tons of money. And WhiteRa's not playing as well as he usually does, but he's done great for himself, taking down LiquidRet 3-2 in a reverse all-kill. WhiteRa is going to be advancing to the semifinal of the ASUS Republic of Gamers StarCraft 2 tournament. If you do like what you see here, please do subscribe, like, and favorite. It really helps as a caster trying to get more people to watch the stuff that I put out on my channel. Of course, go ahead and check out all of the other stuff on my channel as well. There's lots of things like APLs, tournaments that I run, as well as other pro-level games or user-submitted games. Sometimes I have a bit of fun, cast a 4v4 or talk through one of the games that I'm playing live and record it. But yeah, so please check out the rest of my channel, and this is ASUS signing off.